we've not talked about this whole Henry Cavill thing. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, just to recap, James Gunn, as we all know, took over DC, and it would seem that he is dismantling the entire existing Snyderverse, like all of it, like every bit of it, like the new Wonder Woman movie. No, Jason Momoa as Aquaman. No, they're going to make him some other character because they still like the actor. I think they don't want to like just lay everybody. I think they're trying not to just Elon the whole thing if possible, but it is obvious that they know how important it is to bring Superman back in. They know how important it is to bring Batman back in. They said that they all but said they're not doing more the Batman movies with Matt Reeves.
Right.
They're setting up a big kind of more obvious DCU with all the characters. Instead of going all piecemeal like before. It sounds like they probably will stick with like Joker, the Todd,
some of the one-offs.
Todd Phillips. Yeah, but other than that, full steam ahead. So the question is that the right decision?
I mean, ultimately, probably. The problem is, like, I think Henry Cavill, like, brought so much goodwill. He was like automatic goodwill that, they announced like 2 months ago, and we like talked about in our videos, and
like why can't they reboot the whole thing, but just they'll cast him as Superman, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if there's some other reason for that, but because the DCEU fans are a certain type, and you do need to string them along, and so if you're gonna get rid of Cavill, you better have a good freaking idea for your Superman film, and you better execute it flawlessly and honestly. And I don't really see James Gunn hasn't shown me enough. What is it called? Range,
versatility,
versatility to pull that off.
That was almost a Jimmy Rolfe pronunciation. Versatility.
Versatility. He hasn't shown me that, and so he would have to be pulling it off for the first time that I've seen this like earnestness that comes with Superman. This, you can't just have jokey, nihilistic, with the Suicide Squad and Guardians
people
of the
pointed
Galaxy.
out that all he's really done is some kind of low effort TV stuff like Peacemaker and Guardians Holiday, or he's made Guardians of the Galaxy, which the Suicide Squad movie is just another Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's misfits who are kind of all of them a bit irreverent and crude, but they're still going to do the right thing anyway. That's all it is. And so, the question is, like, the guy brings a lot of goodwill just by taking over DC, but, he's starting to try the patience of the audience where they're like, you better have some good ideas. You better be doing something. But I think he's going to abandon a lot of the audience, and he's going to count on the fact that like our DCU is going to be for young people for the next 15 to 20 years instead of like trying to bring the 2013 audience along for another 5,
Yeah. I think like I said in the beginning, ultimately, I think you got to rip off the Band-Aid. You got to make your own thing because it was a mess. It was a mess. But
and the whole, like, we're going to keep parts of it, but we're going to reboot other parts of it. That doesn't really work great, but
it is a shame because you have Shazam 2, you have Aquaman 2. Like, I wasn't a fan of Aquaman, but you have these movies that are basically finished. Flash, who knows what the heck's going to happen with that?
That's the most fast. People ask, they're like, "What are you looking forward to in 2023 for movies?" I'm like, Flash. I don't know how you release it. Yeah, but I'll be there in the front row to see whatever it is they're doing with Michael Keaton, which I'm sure is also canceled in every which way from Sunday. And and this guy Ezra Miller is a problem. I can't wait.
Yeah, and so you have all these movies that are basically done or in the process of being done that are going to be left to die. It's like, how does that work? Black Adam obviously did do that well, so
right.
That kind of made the decision probably easier to rip off the Band-Aid.
Yeah, and The Rock was pissed.
Yeah, he did an announcement. I think Gal Gadot's it's all but confirmed that she's not returning.
Yeah,
and then so.
I don't think that Gal Gadot will go on to have an illustrious Hollywood career after Wonder Woman. I gotta tell you.
Well, at least she's got good goodles.
Yeah, she's got her macaroni and cheese at least. No, I mean really, maybe they don't want her as Wonder Woman. It'll be hard. Like, even if this is the right decision, yeah, like rebooting all of this stuff and starting from the top is like, it's a big ask from the audience.
It is tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe they're damned if they do, damned if you don't. I mean, you still got to deal with, you have to bring all the Snyderverse with you. If do you want to bring Jared Leto back? No, I don't know.
I think they should have been, maybe they were, I think they should have been open to the idea of like, do whatever you want, like reboot whatever you'd like, keep whatever you'd like. So like, right. I think audiences accepted Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. So there it is. Like we no need to look for a new one. They accepted, Cavill as Superman. If you want to ditch Affleck and just go with Robert Pattinson for Batman, like just do it,
yeah.
And make it like he was always there. Like reboot the whole thing, but cast these people that already worked. Is that too confusing for the audience? I don't know.
I think people will, if you make something good, people will go along with it. I think that's really what
and call it the New Earth or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, DC is always, in their comics, have always had multiple Earths and multiple crises on Infinite Earths and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think like I said, James Gunn better have a really good idea going forward.
My instinct is still to trust him. I do think he knows what's successful. And
what I don't want is I don't want twink Superman, twink young Superman.
Yeah, I want Superman.
But
like I like hearing him. Like he said something like, "I was not involved in Black Adam." That all predated me. In other words, I never would have made Black Adam. I never would have. I don't care what The Rock wants. The Rock's a nice guy and all. He doesn't decide what we make here. The Rock's ego projects are not a reason to greenlight anything.
Right.
And you can tell from the box office numbers, like, it's not like he carries, I mean, like, what's his leverage here?
No.
And the movie was stupid, and the movie, like, it gave you nowhere to go from there. It's just a basic movie.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.